Hello, I'm Brian Tracy, and today I want to talk to you about some of the things that all successful people have in common. As Peter Drucker said, successful people are both effective and efficient, which means they do the right things and they do them right. Just a quick reminder that this week I launched my Goals Quick Start Masterclass. Learn the what, why, and how of goal setting with 3 quick and easy to follow lessons, plus a workbook and action plan. And the best part, it's only $27 and it can change your life. Click the link in the description for more details. Not everyone follows the same path to success. With that said, though, there are certain traits that most successful people have in common. If you've been looking for a way to quickly boost your own progress towards your goals, here are some qualities that all successful people make use of almost every day. First, successful people wake up early. The early morning hours are the most valuable hours in the entire day. Successful people recognize this, and they take full advantage of these valuable hours by waking up as early as possible. A recent study on self-made millionaires found that most of them get up before 6 a.m. and begin work on themselves, physical fitness, or on their work immediately. Waking up earlier than normal adds usable hours to your day each day, and it forces you to go to bed earlier. If you start waking up just 1 hour earlier each morning, you'll have an extra 30 hours a month and an extra 360 hours a year to get more accomplished. Best of all, the early morning hours will also be when you are at your most refreshed and motivated. If you use these hours to get ahead on your most important task, you'll have finished before anyone else is awake. One of my favorite lines comes from a minister who said, "The first hour is the rudder of the day." The first hour establishes the direction of what will happen for the rest of the day. Second, successful people hang out with other successful people. One of the most important secrets to success is this: you tend to become like the people that you spend most of your time with. This can be either a benefit or a drawback, depending on who your closest friends are. For successful people, it's most often a benefit, as successful people tend to hang out with other successful people. If you want to be successful yourself, you should do the same. Human beings have a subconscious evolutionary tendency to mimic and adopt the traits of the people they spend the most time with. It's a process that encourages bonding between individuals, but it's also one that can offer many more benefits beyond this if you hang out with the right people. Spending time with successful people will cause you to adopt their same mindsets, their traits, and more increasingly their own odds of becoming successful. Third, successful people read as much as possible. If there's one thing that almost all successful people, all leaders, have in common, it's the fact that they are avid readers. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours every day, and he's one of the richest people in the history of the world. We live in an era where it is possible to read an unlimited amount of information on an unlimited range of topics. Today, it's possible to teach yourself almost anything as long as you have an internet connection and time to spend reading. Of course, reading printed material is just as valuable as it has always been as well, and you can learn a lot from reading books, magazines, and papers. Sometimes one idea or insight in one article, book, or magazine, even a newspaper, can change your life completely. I have had at least 3 or 4 occasions where I clearly remember later earning more than $1 million in the next 1 or 2 years from one idea in one article in one magazine that set me off in a different direction and that gave me a special insight. But these ideas and insights are of no value to you if you don't expose yourself to them. And you can never tell where they are, so you have to practice what we call the law of probabilities. Is you don't know which idea is going to help you, so you must expose yourself to as many ideas as possible so you can be sure not to miss the exact one that you need at the exact time that you need it. Remember, you can learn a lot from reading books, magazines, and newspapers. Getting in the habit of reading as much as possible sets you on a path of continuous education that will go on long after your school days are behind you. The more you know, the more likely you are to be successful. And nothing teaches you more than reading every single day. As a great man once said, reading is to the mind as exercise is to the body. Fourth, successful people plan their day the night before. Before they go to sleep each night, successful people take the time to plan out what they want to accomplish the next day. Planning out your day the night before can provide you with a roadmap to your day. It's a great way to structure your tasks and activities each day, and it's also a great source of motivation as well. Each night before you go to bed, take the time to write down what you want to accomplish the next day. Then, rank those tasks from most to least important. What I do is I use ABCDE as a way of organizing my tasks. A is something that you must do. B is something that you should do, but not as important as A. C is something that would be nice to do, but not as important as A or B. And then D is something that you can delegate if you want to. And E is something that you can eliminate. It really doesn't need to be done at all. So A, B, C, D, E, and many people have told me that using those letters has made them rich because it kept them focused on just those tasks that were really the most important. When you wake up in the morning, start by completing the most important task on your list first. Doing this will activate your subconscious mind so that you wake up in the morning motivated and ready to get started. You actually look forward hungrily to getting up and getting going. Finally, successful people learn from their failures. That's how they become rich. How you approach failure is by far one of the most important factors in determining whether or not you will be successful. Failure is something that everyone has in common, and even the most successful people in the world have failed countless times over the course of their lives. Successful people, however, don't see failure as a permanent setback, but rather as a learning opportunity. And they always say, what did we learn from this experience? What have we learned from this experience? I am working on a subject for my business seminars called Learning from Failure, which was actually pioneered by Harvard Business Review, Harvard University. And they find that the systematic evaluation of a failure can lead a company to being extraordinarily successful financially. However, it doesn't do any good if you have a failure and brush it aside, or even worse, complain about it, or even worse, blame somebody else for it. The more you can study your failures, the more likely it is you will turn that failure into a big success. And some of the richest and most successful people in the world have done exactly this. Failure can be an excellent teacher if you are open to the lessons that it is showing you. Treating failure as a learning opportunity enables you to grow and adapt, learning what works and what doesn't, and steadily improving your approach as you go along. If you want to hone yourself into a more successful person, and honing is what you do with a knife to make it sharper and sharper, it's essential to embrace failures when they come along and learn from them rather than letting them hold you back or discourage you. Now, I'd love to hear from you, so my question today is, what's the most important habit that you can develop that will help you to become successful in the future? Leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to follow up with you. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want to change your future, take action, and take action now. If you enjoyed this video and feel it was valuable in teaching you about the habits of successful people, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. Thanks again for watching.